Hey, back in Rome, it's Father Reed. Ciao, everybody. You know, built more than 1,800 years ago, this magnificent Pantheon, the building right behind me, stands as a reminder of the great Roman Empire. Imagine, 1,800 years plus. So here we are in the Piazza del Pantheon, really named Piazza della Rotonda, directly in front of this massive former temple. With its thick brick walls in large marble columns, the Pantheon makes an immediate impression on the many visitors who come here all throughout the day. But for its time, it was a pretty remarkable part of building construction. More than 43 meters high, the largest dome in the world until 1436 when the Florence Cathedral was constructed. At the top of the dome is a very large opening called the oculus, which was the only source of light. The front portico has a row of 8 columns, each one with a diameter about 1.5 meters, and a huge bronze door gives access to the cylindrical building. Originally, it was a temple for all pagan gods. The temple was converted into a church in 609. The Pantheon now contains the tombs of the famous artist Raphael and several of the Italian kings. Its ecclesiastical interior design is kind of in contrast with the temple's structural design, but the marble floor, which features a series of geometric patterns, is still the ancient Roman original. Now, before the current Pantheon was built, 2 other buildings actually occupied that same site. The temple was dedicated to the gods Mars and Venus, but then it burned down in 80 AD or so. It was rebuilt then by the Emperor Domitian in 110 AD, and that building was struck by lightning and burned down again. But finally, in 118 AD, the Emperor Hadrian commissioned the Pantheon to be rebuilt after a totally different circular design. This time, the Pantheon building would last much longer, as you can clearly see, although it has a little scaffolding on it, but you got to fix things up and maintain them. Most important problem that the Romans faced during the construction of the Pantheon was the massive weight of that huge dome. In order to support it without proper reinforcement, as is common today, the thickness of the walls had to gradually decrease as the height increased. The Romans also used a different type of concrete for the dome than they used for the walls. At the base, very thick 20-foot walls were constructed, and at the top of the dome, a much lighter type of concrete was used, especially near the oculus. The use of coffers, too, in the ceiling, which you can see inside, and then the opening itself also helped reduce the weight of the dome. It really is an engineering marvel. The huge 60-ton columns used for the portico were actually quarried in Egypt. They were transported all the way here to Rome using barges. The columns support a pediment with the inscription attributing the Pantheon to Marcus Agrippa Facit. He made it, although it was built by Hadrian. Can't anyone tell the truth around here? Come on. Well, let's not just stand around here where everybody's standing around. Let's go take a walk and check it out. I'm going to keep going, but for now, ciao amici. Ci vediamo presto.